Hey y'all, my name is Brittany. I'm an educator and a children's book author. I just published my first children's book, The Perfect Lunch. It's available on Amazon and on my website, brittanycpowell.com. Feel free to grab a copy. That's not why I'm here today though. I'm here because one of the questions that I started to receive after I announced my book was how? How do I write my own children's book? What do I need to know? Where do I start? And because I do not believe in gatekeeping, and I think it's really important to have diversity in authorship so that we can have diversity within children's book, I wanted to share with you as quickly as possible just a few nuggets, a few things to know if you want to write your own children's book. The first thing that I would suggest is to do your research. Read some children's book. For me, I was an educator. I taught third grade. I was reading children's books and I continue to work in the education field. As you do your research and you look at these children's books, you're thinking about, okay, what kind of style am I trying to write? What grade level am I catering to? What are the amount of words? Like this all goes into the research part of it. So you're reading children's book, you're familiarizing yourself with the content, and you're thinking about what is my audience? What is my target audience? For me, I really wanted to focus on elementary school and I wanted the lesson to be something that could apply K through 6, but it was important for it to be more of an independent read around 2nd or 3rd grade. So as you get to know that, you make those choices, that's your first bucket. After you've done your research, step number 2 is to write your book, write the manuscript. Don't worry about the pictures, don't worry about anything but the words. What do you want it to say? In thinking about the styles that you looked at, do you want it to be a rhyming book? Do you want it to have like key lessons? Do you want to use some slang? Like how do you want to write the book? Write it out, write your words out. At this point, after you write it out, take a break from it, come back to it, reread it, and see if it still fits. You're going to have multiple drafts. You should have multiple drafts. Your first draft will not be your final draft. This point, you might be ready for some editing. For editing, I used my teacher cohort. So I was a teacher, like I mentioned before, and I had teachers at all different grade levels take a look and be like, I need you to edit this for feasibility within the classroom, as well as literary elements, as well as, just grammar and things of that sort. I'm also really familiar with Fiverr.com. I'm gonna put it right here. Fiverr.com is a place where you can go to not only get editing done, but the next step's illustration. Your children's book, you want it to have some really engaging, beautiful illustrations to pull the reader in. And not only that, a lot of our readers are not yet at the point where they're reading words verbatim. So you want to make sure that they have access to the story and to the plot through the illustrations. You can get your illustration on Fiverr if you're not an artist yourself, that's not your jam. I'm not an artist. I worked with an artist. His name is Clovis Brown. He's actually a cartoonist and he did my beautiful illustrations. I'll show you just a few. So if you're interested in hiring an illustrator, try Fiverr or look at my description box below, reach out to me and I can connect you with my illustrator. I know he'd be more than willing to help out with your children's book journey. So far we went through a few steps. We did the research, we read children's book, and we did research around the level. Second step was we wrote our manuscript. So go ahead and write that out. The third step was we contacted an illustrator. So after you got your illustrations back, you liked them, you gave the feedback, you probably went back and forth a little bit, you have your manuscript done. The next step is to go into copywriting. I used copyright.gov. When you go to the website, there's a space for literary works. You are writing a literary work. So you're gonna go ahead and type that in, you're gonna fill out the form, upload your work, and boom, now you own the rights to your book. It's your intellectual property. Nobody could take that away from you. This step is important before you go into publishing and sharing because you want to make sure that the book and everything belongs to you. Again, that was a copyright.gov. So after you've copyrighted it and you have the rights to your book, then you are free to start publishing and going through that process. You can hire a publisher or you can self-publish. I self-published after having several coaching meetings with a publisher, and I decided to use Canva to put my illustrations and words together. I uploaded all the images to Canva. I set them out on, let me go back a step. When you're talking to your illustrator, you want to have in mind the size of the book that you want. So this book is an 8.5 by 8.5. This book is probably like more of a 10 by 10. The size is important because it'll let the illustrator know how big and what shape to draw the illustrations, and that's going to help you a lot when it's time for publishing. So as you get into publishing, let's fast forward back to publishing. I used Canva. I uploaded my pictures. I sized them out. I chose my fonts. I put the words in the page, made sure there was enough white space so the words can fit, and then I downloaded it as a PDF print file. Once it was a PDF print file, I went to Amazon.com and I got KDP, and I chose to use Amazon because it's free. However, though you can get a free ISBN number through Amazon, I went ahead and I used identifiers.com. I'll actually put that in the description box and up here. I think it was identifiers.com to buy my own ISBN. The reason why is because if you want to sell your book in bookstores, if you want them in other places other than Amazon, the Amazon ISBN is not enough. So you want to own your ISBN and you want to be able to put it in other places for distribution. And so I bought my own. Not only that, right now, my book is available as a paperback. I would love to turn this into a hardcover. It's a dream of mine, as well as an ebook. And in order to do that, each version of the book needs to have its own ISBN. So I was able to purchase 10 ISBNs for a small price compared to one. So I would recommend getting 10 ISBN numbers at this website, and then you own them. When you upload to Amazon, you just go ahead and type in your ISBN that you already own. From there, this was the hard part for me, y'all. They tried me. You are going to upload your stuff, and Amazon is going to take a couple days to review it. If there are problems with the illustrations, with the margins, with the template, with you're going to keep getting no. They're going to say, not going to work, not going to work, not going to work, and you're going to make adjustments as necessary. If you sized things out like how I recommended at the beginning, if you find yourself a template like I am recommending now, then you probably have less of these problems. I had a lot of these problems as this was my first time. So I just want to stress the importance of choosing the size you want for your book, keeping that template in mind as you work with your illustrator and as you work on the publishing part, and then moving forward. But once it's on Amazon, y'all, it's yours. It's up and ready to go. Things that I learned from Amazon, which I'll talk about in another video, is that they take a lot of your money. They take some coin, honey. So if you want to maximize your profits, I would recommend having an alternative way to sell the books. There's definitely more that I could get into. I will go into a lot of these topics a little more in depth, but I just wanted to give a full run through because I've been getting this question a lot, and I think that access is key, gatekeeping is not it, and there needs to be more diverse authors, and I cannot wait to see the books that you publish. If you have any more questions or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me, DM me, whatever you need to do so we can make sure that you're on the right path to getting your own children's book and joining the author club. Peace.